I mean, yeah, I mean, we got a plan. We got a retirement plan. I talk to him about it, but he not focused on retirement. But I tell him like, enough. You better than this. You better than that when it's all said and done. But no, if he's not staying at 147. So one for the actual fight, the rematch is gonna be at 154.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure he'll vacate at 47, then fight what's the name at 54 in December, and then after 54 it makes sense to fight Charlo, because I don't think he'll get the Canelo fight right after this December fight, but I mean he could, but I think he'll fight Charlo next if Charlo loses to Canelo, and then he can after he because he'll beat Charlo. After he beat Charlo and become what 3-time undisputed, then he can go for 4-time undisputed against Canelo. Why not? And retire. Now,
But
if
now that's a great plan.
if he
But Charlo's going to get stripped.
that's huh?
Charlo's going to get stripped. He's already been
Yeah,
stripped,
no,
basically.
yeah, for sure. Strip for the WBO, but he can fight Tim Tszyu. You know what I mean? Buck can easily fight Tim Tszyu. Still be 3-time. He can fight
You
Canelo.
think Bud?
Not Canelo. He can fight.
You think
Huh?
Bud? You think Bud would be interested in fighting Tim Tszyu?
Hell yeah, to get that belt and be 3-time undisputed. Yeah, yeah, he'll fight. He'll fight Charlo, and then after he'll beat Charlo, you know what? I want this weight class to be my weight class, and I'm taking. I'll fight Tim Tszyu, and then he'll fight Tim Tszyu, can get Tim Tszyu out of there, be 3-time, and then he can fight Charlo to be 4-time. Ain't nobody ever done that, and if he become 4-time, he better than Mayweather. I
Nope.
think he better than Mayweather right now.
Nope.
I feel
Nope.
like.
Nobody's better than
And I
Mayweather.
love Floyd. Listen, I love Floyd. But I think
understand.
Bud's is different, bro.
I understand.
He different.
I understand. I get your point. Nobody's better than Floyd. I don't give a damn what he does.
Floyd that guy though. Floyd that guy. And then like not to cut you off, but
Yeah.
also it's like so that 140 like it's like Boots came at the wrong time for 147. And if he did come at the right time, what Boots them did was they went the IBF route. They didn't go the WBO route. Like when Bud was doing all that, still fighting Mean Machine and stuff, they could have went the WBO route, but they didn't want to go the WBO route. They went IBF. So given that they went IBF, the mandatory was the WBA champion, which was Errol Spence. So and then they told me these are their words out of their mouth. They said Bud is the easier fight than Spence. That's what they told me. So I'm like, if y'all telling me that y'all
I'm
think
sorry, who
Bud
said
is
that?
the easier fight,
Who said that?
Boots people told me this.
They
All
said
respect,
Bud is
it's all-
easier than Spence.
Yeah, for Boots. So I was
Okay.
like, what? I'm like, man, y'all gonna see that my guy not the easier fight, bro. Y'all gonna see, and y'all gonna see what he do to Spence, And another thing is that what I was gonna say is they didn't go that route. So given that they didn't go that route, that's like me and you in a car. If I'm on one lane, you on one lane, bro, and all I gotta do is turn right to crash into you. If I really want to crash into you, I would turn right?
I understand you. I got a point. I got a position on this, but go ahead. I understand exactly what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying. If we both in the lane and I can get it easily merge into your lane and crash you, I'll merge into your lane and crash you. Why am I waiting? So
Can
they
I ask
didn't
you a
do
question,
that.
though?
So they waited it out. Yes, sir.
So I did some research on this. This is why I'm very familiar with this whole situation. Number one, I hate hearing the IBF route versus the WBO route. If I'm a young fighter and I'm trying to get to a title, if this boxing organization or this commission, whatever, if they say, okay, we're going to order an eliminator between you two so that you can go ahead and get a title shot, and the WBO is not ordering anything, they're not moving, their top five has been the same, even though the person that's in the number one position, Virgil Ortiz, has already declined fighting Terence Crawford, but they're not forcing other individuals to fight similarly to what the WBC is doing now with Shakur Stevenson and Frank Martin. Then I'm going to take the position that they said, okay, hey, you fight this guy and then you'll get an opportunity. So it's not like he said he was trying to swerve Terence Crawford. It was that the IBF was actually doing something and forcing their top 5 contenders to fight when the WBO wasn't. So that's why I don't like hearing this route versus that route, and Boots had his chance to do this and that. I don't believe that's the case.
It's all political, though. So given that it's all political, because they didn't, WBC for a long time in 2015 and stuff, they wasn't acknowledging Bud until he went in and knocked off, I forgot the Mexican fighter name. It was in Omaha, though. He went and knocked him off at when he was at 140. But I say that to say this. I understand, what you're talking about. But at the same time, it's like you can't say. He went on Gillian Wilo's show and he was like, when they called Boots, and he was like, we asked for that fight. It's like, what? When? Like, I promise you, no fight has ever came across Bud Des and Bobek Des and Bud said, "Oh, I'm not fighting him." You know what I mean? That. However, right now, no, he got bigger fights. So it's like, why can't he fight those bigger fights? Now, if he was to stay at 147, then yeah, fight Boots. You got to, because he's the mandatory. Because Bud, one thing Bud don't do, he don't pay step aside money. He don't even listen to step aside. He don't know what a step aside is. So he not paying nobody no step aside. He not stepping aside. He not doing none of that. If you're in his path to get to his goal, Bud is going to run through you, bro. And when he run through you, you're not going to be the same. Nobody is the same after they fight Terence Crawford. And I'm just being honest.
Unfortunately,
15 years we've been watching this. Nobody has been the same since they fought Terence Crawford. You know what all people say? Oh, they wasn't that good. Earl Spence fans are saying that now. Oh, he wasn't that good. He was a built-up champion and stuff. No, Earl was good, bro. Bud is just better. He's just that good.
Well, we know Earl is good because Terence Crawford has already said that he had a pre-camp before his camp, and Bomac said that they've been training for him for the last 5 years. So clearly he's good. If he was a bum, they wouldn't have been doing that.
Not a bum though. I didn't say a bum though.
No. That's not. No. Not you.
Right,
Not you.
Right.
I'm talking specifically about some of the trolls that we've seen on our channel.
Yeah, bro. Ain't that crazy how boxing, like how it's like nerds, like people that ain't never got punched in the nose, punched in the face, or been in the ring or anything, been in a fight. Those are the people who are controlling the narratives in boxing. And it's so weird to me because it's like, I'm happy the sport, Jake Paul, them, got the sport more, knowledge, man. Because like I said, boxing was not dead. Like I tell people that. Yeah, UFC was this sport that, action. But boxing, it will never, die. We watch boxing every Saturday since we've been kids. But at the same time, the cons of that is these people that's running these narratives and running all these YouTube shows are nerds, bro.